Tomorrow we'll be under the gun. If we get storms to develop tomorrow, we'll have some big storms. There'll be rotating thunderstorms producing large hail, damaging winds, and there will be a real tornado threat tomorrow. But again, we keep saying it, I keep saying it, if storms develop, they're going to try. Trackers are out. Why? Well, southwest and far western Oklahoma. Chance for a few isolated thunderstorms here. Tom Pastrano is down in Hollis, and he's looking off to the west, and this is the closest we've been so far today. And we'll see if this becomes a little more vertical. Might get a thunderstorm out of there. If it goes, if it develops, it'll be the next hour to hour and a half. And then if it doesn't go, that'll be it, okay? Sun's going to set, and it's going to be a quiet evening. But you folks in southwestern Oklahoma, we are watching that. Trackers are out. Valcaster's out today. And, again, everybody, Marty Logan's in the northwest. So we're watching it. And that's that area right here. Little cluster here. See that bubbling up? That's what we're watching to overtake the cap and give us a thunderstorm. If it develops, it would come into Harmon County. So we'll see. We're watching it. Here in Oklahoma City right now, we had some nice rain this morning. It was a good rain, especially the north sides of the metro. Edmond, Piedmont, yeah, up to Guthrie, had some great rains. 77 degrees, south wind gusting to 26. Look at that dew point, 62 degrees. It's pretty thick out there. Humidity at 60%. It'll be really thick and muggy tomorrow, and a lot more wind tomorrow. So hang on, the wind's going to crank up. 70s, 80s in the west, mid to upper 80s. Tomorrow will be a lot warmer than today, a lot more wind tomorrow, and we're going to have the dry line scooting into the state. Right now, that dry line is out here. Okay, live wind gusts gusting to 30 miles per hour in western and southwestern Oklahoma. That's just the beginning. All right, so tonight's quiet, okay? Overnight tonight, nothing going on really. Tomorrow morning, it's quiet, but then tomorrow afternoon, the atmosphere becomes conducive for northern, central, southern Oklahoma for any storm that develops where you see the colors here on the map. We're talking about in an area that will cause a storm to rotate or shear. We have weak up to extreme, so you start to watch for the areas of red and purple. If a storm goes up in this environment, it's going to spin, okay? Extreme, up to extreme, at least in a few pockets where you see that purple. So central, northern Oklahoma, the most likely area to get a storm or two. Might just have a couple of storms tomorrow. But if you get a storm, if storm develops in this environment tomorrow from northern, central, or southern into eastern Oklahoma, it's going to be rotating, it's going to be spinning, and it's going to be a supercell, producing large hail, damaging winds, and there certainly will be that tornado threat, okay? Now, let's talk about the storms. If we get anything to go, it'll pop up in southwestern Oklahoma here this evening. Could be strong, but right now, it's having a hard time doing it, but we'll watch that in the southwest a little while longer. And then overnight, it's quiet. And then we take you through tomorrow afternoon, and we heat things up. The dry line scoots into western Oklahoma tomorrow. And 4 o'clock, watch what happens here. 5 o'clock, boom, between 4 and 5. Northern down to central Oklahoma. These will be scattered and isolated rotating storms. If they develop, some of the data, some of the model data like this says, yes, obviously, we have storms tomorrow. Other data says, maybe a couple in the north. Other data says, we don't have any storms at all because we have that cap or that lid or that warm layer between about 4,000 and 7,000 feet up. And you got to be able to break that. Even though you might have all the ingredients for big and bad severe weather, if you don't have a storm, doesn't mean anything, right? So storms will certainly try to go tomorrow. Might have just a few, but what storms we do get up, if they can go, we'll be large and in charge. All right, so future rotating storms here start you off in the afternoon. Now, this model is pointing out where these storm tracks that the storm will lay down. And these bands in here are storms that are rotating. Look at this band that comes out of Logan County. That would be a big, bad storm, probably producing a tornado along with that one. So we'll have to watch it. Remember, we have the cap or the lid in place. If it breaks, we will have severe weather. All right, this evening, isolated at best in the west. A couple of showers in the northeast. Storm out here this evening. If it can go, if it can develop, strong to severe. But the lid, the cap, it is strong. Lows tonight, 60s. Warm, muggy, windy. That low-level jet's going to pick up tonight. Here comes the dry line tomorrow. Highs tomorrow, 80s east of the dry line. Mid to upper 90s out west, and it's going to blow. South winds tomorrow, 20 to 45 miles per hour. Now, tomorrow afternoon, here's what's important. From 4 o'clock into tomorrow evening, 4 o'clock is when this whole thing, if it's going to start, that's when it's going to start. Isolated storms. So at your location tomorrow, the chance for you getting a thunderstorm at your location is 20% or less, whether it's at Stillwater or Oklahoma City or Pauls Valley. it's a 20% chance. A little higher chance up near Ponca City. That's why I've got that moderate threat up here. Might see a few more storms here. Remember, storms will be strong and severe, but the cap is strong tomorrow. My tornado zone covers that area. I think there's a little bit better chance for more tornadoes in northern Oklahoma tomorrow, but it certainly doesn't mean that Oklahoma City will not see a tornadic supercell, because we could. But the chance overall is low, so not very many storms, okay? And one or two of these storms could be strong, could be severe, and these tornadoes, if we can get them to develop, we might get a strong tornado or two. So a day to be weather aware, a day to plug in, don't unplug tomorrow. It's a slight chance for severe storms. We're dry Saturday. Or Sunday, mainly dry till Sunday night. Monday, more severe weather, and then more severe weather Wednesday of next week. And those days will include also the threat for tornadoes.